Hey guys, I wanted to give you a little bit of guidance about your lowest test replacement activities, which are due on Friday, May 1st. The first thing that you need to know is that you have to do both the Delta Math, all three Delta Math assignments with 100% score on all three in order to be eligible to replace your lowest test. You also have to take a USA Test Prep EOC practice test, and it has to be in the domain of your lowest test score. So if you look at this information sheet that was posted to my blog, if you had the lowest test score on Unit 1 or Unit 2, then you will choose your USA Test Prep in the domain of congruence and similarity. But before you're eligible to take the USA Test Prep practice test, you have to complete all three Delta Maths with 100% accuracy. When you've done all three of those, then you'll choose the USA Test Prep test, and you can take it as many times as you want. You will not earn the score for a retried question. So once you miss a question and you retry it, that question will not count towards your total points. But you can retry the entire test as many times as you want. Your score on your USA Test Prep test will be the score that actually replaces the test grade that was your lowest test grade in the gradebook. So let's take a look at the Delta Math. After you log into Delta Math, you'll see a list of assignments on the left. This one's Unit 5 and 6. Then you'll scroll down, you can see Units 3 and 4, Unit 1 and 2. This one has 30 problems total, and it's all in one. These other ones are broken up into little miniature assignments. So for each one, you can see the number of problems that's required in order to get correct to move on. So for example, if I'm finding the slope from points, and I find the slope here, and I type the answer in, and I submit it, I'm not going to answer it, I'm just going to show you what happens. My answer is not correct. I have one chance to find my mistake. Okay, so now I'll go back and do it. Okay, so -10 minus -2 is +8. And then -1 minus -1 is 0, so that's undefined. So I got that one right. So now I have one out of the two required, and I need to do another one. So I'm going to go on to the next problem. All right, so now I'm going to do this one. -17 minus -2 is -15. Whoops. -15. And then I just pushed the little / in order to make a fraction. And then 24 minus -2 is 26. 15 over 26. Simplifies, doesn't simplify, submit. I'm not correct. Okay, I'm going to reattempt it. 24 minus 4 is 20. So I go back, and then 15 over 20 simplifies to 3/4. So I'm going to simplify that, submit. Yes. Okay, so now I've gotten two questions right, and if I get it wrong, which I should have just put in a wrong answer, because then it will show you what happens when you get it wrong. It'll tell you the steps and how it should have been typed in correctly. My solution matched, so I'm correct. Okay, so don't go to the next problem. You've already gotten 2 out of the required 2. Go back to your list and move down to the next skill. See, this one has a check mark, so this one is finished. Now I'm ready to move on to the next one. Okay, you can also see an example, or if you can't figure out the problem, you can give up on the problem, although then you just have to keep trying problems. So you'll work your way through this entire thing. You need 100% on each of these in order to be eligible for the test replacement. Not this Unit 4, that's from before. So these 3 blue things, you're going to do all of those, and then after you've done all of those, you'll go to USA Test Prep. So here's USA Test Prep. If you don't have an account, you can create an account. There are specific instructions with all the information you need posted to my blog. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with my beautiful Barkley account. This is my student account. Okay, and here's what it looks like when you log in. So you're going to log in here and you're going to go to practice, and then you're going to choose geometry, and you're going to choose take a test right here. And then before you click take the test, you're going to choose a domain. This domain is based on which test was your lowest test score, and that was back on the sheet that we looked at the beginning. So here, if Unit 3 was my lowest test, then I'm going to choose the domain of circles. So let's choose circles. And then after you choose circles, it's going to give you a 20, it'll say question count 20. And you're going to choose your teacher off of this list, and then choose your class period, and then load the test. You'll take the whole test, and then when you're finished, it'll show me what your score was, and it will show me if you retry a question. If you retry the question, you could still get it right on here, but it will not count towards the score that will actually be your test replacement score. This test, whatever you get on this test, will be the replacement score for your lowest test grade. So if you had a 35 and now you take this EOC practice test and you get a 95, then you're going to have a 95 in the place of your 35. But you can keep trying as many times as you want until May 1st. Again, it will not allow you to retry a problem. Well, the computer will allow you to retry the problem, but you will not earn credit for it. You will just earn credit for the score that you get the problems right the first time. So if you take it and you get a 65 or a 70 and you want to do better, then take it again. Get an 80 or a 90 or 100. You can keep trying as many times as you want. As you work through this test, you must make sure that you write down the problems and show your work so that when you are finished with the test, you can submit your work into ClassDojo. I need to be able to see all of the questions and all of your work, and I need for you to submit that so that I can see it and grade it for the test that you want credit for. So if you write down all your work for the test that you get a 65 on, and then later you take it again and you get a 95, I need the work for the problems that we're showing on the 95 test, not the 65 one. So you need to make sure that you show your work, and it needs to be clearly labeled and numbered. Whoa. Clearly labeled and numbered, and that needs to be submitted to ClassDojo. This written work submitted to ClassDojo will tell me that you are finished and that you are ready to have your work checked. So make sure that I can see all of the pages of your work and that you have submitted it to ClassDojo. At that time, you will be finished, and whatever score you got on your USA Test Prep will be your test replacement score if your work matches your USA Test Prep test and you have completed all 3 Delta Math activities. If you have questions, email me, but please make sure you watch this video carefully and read the instructions on my blog because they are very detailed. Thanks. Good luck!